Hello friends, welcome to the Soul Winners R Us website. Remember again what Jesus said in Matthew 4:19, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." Time magazine put out an article in June of 1971 where the cover page reads, "The Jesus Revolution." The article inside discussed the turmoil of the late 1960s and early 1970s with the Vietnam War, protest riots, and the hippie movement with its prevalent drug usage. The result was that thousands of young people, including hippies, turned to Jesus for answers. On the first page of the article, it explained the following wanted poster popular at the time that was put out by a Christian underground newspaper. Here it is. It says, I remember this from when I was, I became a Christian a little bit later, like about 5 or 6 years later after the article was posted. And I remember the poster here, in fact, the pictures of it. And they had a one-way coffee shop or meeting place in Millersburg that I never attended. I think it might have closed by the time I became a Christian. But anyway, here it reads, "Wanted, Jesus Christ, alias the Messiah, the Son of God, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Prince of Peace, etc. Notorious leader of an underground liberation movement. Wanted for the following charges: practicing medicine, winemaking, and food distribution without a license, interfering with businessmen in the temple, associating with known criminals, radical subversives, prostitutes, and street people, claiming to have the authority to make people into God's children. Appearance, typical hippie type, long hair, beard, robe, sandals. Hangs around slum areas, few rich friends, often sneaks out into the desert. Beware! This man is extremely dangerous. His insidiously inflammatory message is particularly dangerous to young people who haven't been taught to ignore him yet. He changes men and claims to set them free. Warning, he is still at large." I went to see the Jesus Revolution movie on Thursday afternoon with some friends. The experiences shown in the movie brought back memories, some bad and some good. I graduated high school in 1972, so I was aware of the hippie movement, and after high school, I entered my phase of what I call hippie wannabe. I grew shoulder-length hair and had a beard. I even had one friend tell me, "Man, you look like Jesus." Soon afterwards, however, my hair on top mostly fell out, and I then looked like and felt like an insecure bald man. I did just a little bit of the drug scene in those days, but like both Greg and Kathy Laurie in the Jesus Revolution movie, I had two really bad experiences tied to using drugs. I'm thankful in retrospect for the bad experiences because with the last one, after 3 days of extreme paranoia, I made up my mind, even without living for Christ, to never use drugs again. In the Jesus Revolution movie, Pastor Chuck Smith was on his last leg as a pastor. His Calvary Chapel church was floundering. His daughter then introduced him to a hippie she met named Lonnie Frisbee. The relationship started rocky between the Jesus freak hippie and straight-laced Pastor Smith. But later they warmed up to each other, and Lonnie began bringing other hippies to his church, against the wishes of many in the congregation. The church began to flourish with young people attending from far and wide. Lonnie Frisbee in the movie said eloquently what was driving young people toward Jesus. He said, "It's desperation, man." Young people were desperate for hope. They were desperate for true love. And they were desperate for meaningful friendships. I enjoyed the movie quite a bit, even with the flaws of some of the characters on full display. After the movie concluded, I asked a teenage boy in the lobby, "Well, what do you think? Do you think a Jesus revolution can ever happen again?" He shyly said that he thinks it can. So what do you think? Can a Jesus revolution happen again? What will it take? Can people in today's world be so desperate that they again call out to Jesus for help? And are you and I so desperate for our loved ones and others that we call out to God for Him to bring another Jesus revolution? Until I see you next time, keep sharing the wonderful love of Jesus.